How's it going, everybody? I wanted to do a quick video on how I try to make my support and resistance levels that I use for day trading. Um, so I'm just going to get right to it. So if you can see on this chart, we're looking at Disney. I usually will do this on a 4 hour window and then kind of dial down and look at it on a 15 or a 30-minute window also. So basically, what I like to look for is when you get touches on both sides of um, a particular level. So I usually just with TOS you move the mouse around, you get this nice little level, this little bar that goes across, and I just kind of start by eyeballing it, and you can see a lot of price action is around here. So you can see this looks like it's a pretty good one. It's not great, not a huge bounce spot or a huge area of support or resistance. But I'm going to go ahead and start here because you can see we get a touch on this, the bottom of this candle. We get touches on the bottom here, here, and then the bodies of these two wicks here. Pretty much the top of these two across here, and then you get some bodies here, this after hours candle here. You almost get a touch on that candle there, and then you get some more touches across here. As far as the exact level, I'm gonna go ahead and move this slightly to the top end, only because the price is above it. So if the price were to come back down to this level at some point, that's going to be the level that I look to for a bounce. So that came out around 178.95. So I'm just going to go ahead and round it up and make it 179. Next, again, you can see we have some candle bodies or candle wicks under here, and you see another bottom of the candle here, but we're looking for candles that are touching it on the way up and being rejected. These ones kind of are, but they're pushing through it a little, so it's not a really strong level. But I'm going to go ahead and throw one there, and then again you can see 176.44 was where my mouse ended up. I'm going to just round it up and make it 176.50. A lot of times with these levels, the price will go a little over or a little under just from the momentum of the stock trading at the given time. So that's essentially what I'm looking for. I utilize after hours, as you can tell, often. Here's another one right here that I just caught while I was talking at around 181. You can see after hours, it was basically, it tried to rebound, push back over that in after hours and failed. And then again here, and then again here. And then it caught the bounce yesterday and helped it push back up. So that's kind of what we're looking for. This came out to 180.98. So I'm going to go ahead again and round up to 181. So I am going to see what other tickers some people had requested. Let's go ahead and do NEO, because that chart's all over the place these days. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a new one. All right. So we're going to start just with the recent levels. Actually, I'm going to go back a little bit more because we had a little bit of a sell-off last night and a bounce, and I kind of want to go over that. So you can see where we bounced right here. No, that's not great. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. This looks like it's been a pretty good spot to catch falling price for the most part. So I kind of like that level, this level from that perspective. So that one looks like it's around 37. So we're going to go ahead and set a level there. Let's see if we can find something up there. So we're going to go ahead and jump back down to the 4 hour. So you can see this dip here that was caught. And then it acted, you want to find it where it acts as support and resistance on different days. So this one's not terrible. I'm going to go ahead and throw one in there. Not really ideal for a big level. A lot of times for my watch list, I'm trying to find stocks that are sitting on one of these levels that where it acts as both, has acted as both support and resistance. See, this is not a terrible one because you can see over here it acted as support, and then here it acted, once it dipped below, it acted as resistance. So as the stock works its way back up, assuming it does, this will probably, you'll probably see one more rejection here unless it's some sort of news-based Momo type thing where it pushes through because of that heavy volume. Let's look right here. I kind of like this one right here. This looks like a good one because you have all these spots here that acted as support, and then you had all these spots here that acted as resistance. So that's a good example of what we're looking for. As far as this specific spot, that is just kind of eyeballing it. It doesn't really need to be perfect because, like I said before, sometimes the stock will just blow a little bit past or a little bit below an area. I like this one right here at 43.50 because I like to look at after hours a lot, because you get a really good idea of, because the price moves a little bit slower and lower volume, you'll see areas of rejection and support fairly quickly. So you can see on this candle, it was rejected, and it was rejected here, and then this one in after hours, it acted as support, and then it acted as support over here, and then it opened here until it finally flushed down on the 12th of August. And then on the way back up, it'll act as resistance again, similar to how it did here, until we finally got the push through. Let's see if there's one more here on NEO that I like. This one's not too bad either. I'm going to go ahead and throw a few more days in here. See if we can get here. So you can see now we did these levels on the 30-minute time frame. I'm sorry, the 4-hour time frame, 30 days. And now we're going back much further than 30 days. And you can see these levels that go all the way across, how they're valid on previous days that we weren't even looking at before. So you can always leave these on your chart and just continue to use them anytime price comes back to these levels. Looks like we have another one somewhere. I'm going to go, you kind of have a range here. This is kind of like a chop range in here. Don't love it. This one's not too bad, but it didn't act as a very big level. Could be a good level for an entry. Probably not going to act as a huge level of resistance, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. And And I'm not actually going to change that one because I could round it up to 75, 49.75, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference for a couple of cents. That's pretty much it for something like NEO. Let's go ahead and do one more ticker as an example. Let's use Tesla. Tesla's had a lot of chop lately. So let's go ahead and make a new drawing set. Let's go and start in 30 days. And you can see that I'm just saying this from memory. I remember 727 being an area that a lot of people were watching. So you can see right here, this is not quite 727, but it's 726. You can see it topped out here, almost touched here, topped out here, topped out in after hours here. And then when it finally broke through, it bounced off there. What was that, yesterday? So what you're going to look at if Tesla is weak tomorrow, is it going to bounce again off this level and go up? And if it loses it, you're probably going to see Tesla fall somewhere to the next level down, which is this is kind of like not a great area for a solid level. I'm going to go down a little bit more so you can see how many times looks like about 710. I'm just going to round up. You can see how many touches you get on the bottom, how many touches you get on the bottom, and then a top, and then a bottom, top, and you can see how many times it'll break through and not hold, or break through and bounce. So you can see here it broke through, came back down, bounced here after hours, came down and recovered, and it was trying to stay above this level until it finally lost it and flushed down. Looks like there's another couple small levels in this range. It's kind of like a chop zone here. This looks like it's a level that's acting more like support than resistance for the most part. Somewhere in that 703 range. Not a great level, don't like it. A lot of times when I get levels like that, I'll do it like that. So I know that it's more of a lesser level. Coming down here, we have some bounces. So let's see if we got anything there. So we got a top over here and a bottom over here. They don't really line up perfect. You can see how sometimes different tickers behave differently around levels. You'll notice that more with charts that have more eyes on them because people will start to sell just a little bit before a level or just a little bit after a level, expecting price to do a specific thing because there's so many eyes on it. So if you're playing a bounce off 680, if you're playing from 680 up and it's running big like it did this day, and you go, okay, I know there's a big level at 710, people will start to sell before it hits 710, which will slow it down on its way up to 710. Or it might not make it quite all the way to 710, just for an example. But this is a pretty good level. I'm going to go ahead and tweak it just a little because I like rounder numbers. And then let's go ahead and broaden out and put a few more days in here. So you can see these are the kinds of things that I'm generally looking for. You want to see these big dips, and then when they're getting caught, and they're getting caught around the same price. And then you want to see, if you go further left, you want to see attempts to go up that are getting rejected around the same price. And then you want to see if they match up with each other. So this general area, it's not a hard level, it's more of a range on Tesla in this particular instance. I'm going to go ahead and throw my level right there, so it ends up being about 626. And that I would consider more of a hard level. That's a level that I really like, that if it breaks through, you're going to get some good run. And if it falls to, it's very likely you can get a bounce off of it. For example, took 3, almost 4, and then a whole bunch of tests here, boom, 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 before it finally was able to go through. And then once it does get through, it creates a bigger level of support. So you can see it bounced off there here, bounced off there here, bounced off there here, before finally running up and pushing up over 700. You can also see lots of touches in this general range, 727 to 720. Just noticing this now, but Tesla looks like it has quite a few levels that are kind of like a range. One of the guys in my Discord likes to call them boxes, where you end up where it's not a hard level, it's where the stock kind of consolidates in a range. That's kind of what we're looking at here. And that's pretty much it. If you guys don't understand, feel free to leave some comments. I'll try to do a follow-up with some more examples. And that'll do it. Have a good evening. Bye.